The People's Democratic Party in Ondo State has alleged that the state governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu San, has signed an executive order to provide legal cover for the illegal appointment of his biological son, Babajide, as the Director General of Performance and Project Implementation Monitoring Unit (PPIMU) of the state. According to the party, the executive order, among other provisions, states that all ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs of the state government shall process approvals for projects through the impact assurance process of PPIMU as constituted by this order. In a statement made available to journalists in Akure yesterday by the state PDP Publicity Secretary, Kennedy Peretier, it alleged that the order was secretly signed because of the implications for the government. The statement read, "It is an order that has finally reduced the state commissioners, some of them accomplished in their various fields, to submit projects from their ministries for approval to the governor's son, who will in turn depend on professional corps of officers to give such approvals before the almighty governor appends his signature with a red pen. Governance has never been reduced to such a laughable extent in the history of the state." As Akeredolu celebrates his fifth year anniversary as governor of Ondo State this week, the only question on many lips is this how things will continue to be in Ondo State? The response is to salute the people of the Sunshine State for their perseverance and endurance for the past 5 years of torture and pain. Although there is no sign that things can ever get better under the incumbent administration, however, happenings within the government point to tougher times and ridicule for even those who hitherto consider themselves as privileged by virtue of their appointments. As if to cover for the incompetence and lack of experience of the son to discharge such responsibilities demanded by his office, the order states further that the operational head of PPIMU appointed by the governor shall be the Director General and Special Advisor DGSA and shall be supported by a professional corps of officers in various categories to be recruited from within and outside the civil service. PDP added, "Perhaps it may be necessary to explain how late Governor Olusegun Agangu came up with the idea of Projects and Price Monitoring Unit (PPMU) attached to the governor's office in 2003. It was to serve as a check on contractors that quoted bogus figures for government projects or items to be procured by the government. The unit provided information that enabled the government to benchmark prices. At that time, the unit was headed by a chartered accountant with several decades of experience to his credit. When Governor Olusegun Mimiko came on board, realizing that the unit helped the government to save funds, he decentralized the unit to 3 senatorial districts. Each district is headed by a senior special assistant. There was no need for swearing-in ceremony. PPMU was not an improving authority under previous administrations that Akeredolu copied this practice from. The party ordered that the deliberate destruction of the civil service and the humiliation of the top echelon of the political class by Akeredolu is a time bomb that will consume his administration as a matter of course. Reacting, the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Donald Ojogu, described PDP's statement as a display of gross lack of knowledge about public governance or another failed but usually warped twist to misinform the populace. Ojogu said both inferences are uncanny, even as they represent all that connotes ignorance. This response therefore requires to subtly educating the opposition on the essence of institutional frameworks for good governance. Yes, the executive order in reference is an official document duly signed by the governor. But was it signed with the governor's son in mind? No. Will PPIMU commence and end with the governor's son? No. Was there an institution like PPIMU as presently enunciated before now? No. Does PPIMU form part of an enduring government legacy intended to engender and deepening good governance in tandem with the ever-changing governance environment? Yes. Are there other bodies in the mold of PPIMU in various states across Nigeria? Yes, of course. After Akeredolu appointed his son, gave his son that position, he was greeted with a lot of criticism, especially from the opposition party. And right now, Akeredolu has just signed an executive order. And the People's Democratic Party, they are stating that that order is to cover up the illegal appointment of his son. And it's truly unbelievable the way these politicians they behave. Among all of the persons to appoint, there is no other person qualified for that position. It's his son that is most qualified for that position. It really doesn't tell where you see the reason why accusations, because if it were someone else that Akeredolu gave that position, I don't think fingers would be pointed at him. Akeredolu has been accused before now that the sort of government he runs is a government for his people, for his family, for his wife's children. Days leading to the his re-election, days leading to the Ondo state governorship election, we saw a lot of allegations against him, but they were termed as propagandas. A lot the sort of government that he's running. Well, with this statement that PDP has just put out and the sort of reaction that has come from Akeredolu's cabinet, someone just said that there will always be an Ojogu to justify obvious excuses. So what should stop the future governor of the state to appoint his or her child to occupy same establishment's leadership? If a supposedly well-informed leader just do things because he or she can, without a thought on the far-fetched implications for the larger system, then such a leader belongs to the other world. Imagine Oni naming his son, who is already a respected prince in his own right, as the Balogun of Yoruba land. Education is measured never in certificate or qualifications, but the expressions of innate reasoning standards. This is pretty. Akeredolu is his son. This person speaking is referring this to Akeredolu, that although he's a son, senior advocate of Nigeria, but that has not uh, helped him to do the right thing. That what Akeredolu has done, that what the future leader or the future governor of the state might follow suit. That what Ojogu has just done is just to justify the reasons, just to justify Akeredolu's actions. Convenient excuses, convenient reasons. So all the questions he was asking: does he do this? No. Does he do that? No. Does he do this? No. Well, my people, leave us your take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.